Do 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 How are we doing today? Tonight, this morning, whatever. We awake? Because I am. Starting a little later than I meant to, but oh, fucking well. That's just how it goes sometimes, isn't it? So, we finished good old. I've already forgotten who I finished yesterday. Batman Beyond. I finished Batman Beyond. Turned in a review for him and all that stuff. So I'm down to two. Should probably take the starting screen off of here. Down to two left. So today is the 6th of May. It means I have today, tomorrow, and a chunk of the 8th, which is Friday, to finish off these last two that I haven't done. So Gajislav's Super Scroll, ES's Black Lightning. I'm going to try and power this out. That means I might not stream all the games I play with them, just to kind of make sure I get everything in. I also don't want to stream during the day because the last time I streamed during the day, I got a lot of viewers, but those viewers were chatbots, and I'm not in the mood to sit there with chatbots again. So today we're on to Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning. I took a look at his deck beforehand, which is a rarity for me because until recently I did not know there was a precon for it. I just had to go to a different table. So I was before I was looking at how I wanted to build his deck. So I have a vague understanding of what to expect with him, unlike what I usually do. He thrives off of energy resources, which should be no surprise. He is lightning. I don't know anything about the character other than that. I'm going to partner him with Colleen today. Mainly just because I wanted to play Colleen. Let's not start that picture too long. Yeah, that's essentially it. Going against my usual basic bitch Klaw. Klaw at this point is my homie. I don't even want to beat him anymore. I'm half tempted to make a Klaw hero at this point. He's just one of those characters that's never been a good guy, has he? Give me a second. I need to move my fan towards me because it's actually relatively warm in here right now. Which means you might catch some wind, but shouldn't be too bad. Got a decent noise gate. Anything else before I start playing here? No, other than that, I think we were good to go. I've already got the setup done. I've got the obligations shuffled in. I did his when revealed for the minions, got the defense network out, got his hit points, got his scheme set up, all that stuff. I got her setup done. He doesn't have a setup. I'm playing with his precon, but I added in a handful of cards to it. The precon was aggression, and it was entirely aggression. And I felt that kind of wasted some of the printed energy that you can include from other aspects. And I was going to go through and take out like 6 cards, kind of keep it around 40, but I opted not to. Let's just make it 46 cards. I don't care that much. It might water down the experience a little bit, but 6 cards is essentially just one extra hand. Yeah, Whirlwind is out here as part of the setup from the main scheme. With that being said, we got a 6 card hand size. Or Jesus Christ. Here's one of the cards I added in. Oh no, that card. Yeah, actually I did add this card in. It wasn't in here before. Imagine this was made, because aggressive conditioning is a relatively new card. Imagine this precon was made before aggressive conditioning came out, or they just didn't care to add it in. This is by ES, by the way, Embittered Soul, in our Discord. Another one of the OG creators, as far as I'm concerned. Makes a lot of good stuff, makes a lot of DC content, which means I don't know who any of the characters are, because I give two shits about DC, right? Really. But yeah, I was thinking about grabbing somebody from the review requests, but I think most of what I've seen in the review requests are either kind of older requests, or I know there's a more recent scenario request review, which I'm not going to go into a scenario right now. I know there's a Captain Britain review request in there, which I was looking at doing briefly, but I saw that it has a precon for aggression, and I didn't feel like making a deck because it is almost 3 o'clock, so I just didn't fucking do it. What do I do here? Put reposts in here, and I'm immediately going to get rid of them. Let's get Homeboy 3 more. That's not great. That is actually way worse. I'd rather have the reposts. Shuffle and 6 cards. Good, I got her katana. If you haven't seen Colleen play, she essentially levels all her cards, well, most of her cards up. She can level her identity up. She can level, I think it's 11 cards in her deck. No, 13 cards. 13 over 15 cards can be made stronger. But she requires counters to do so, which I should probably get her counters. Colleen Wing. All right. This actually isn't a bad opening hand. She is protection. Yeah, let's just roll with this. This is fine. So got his defense. This is alter ego ability. Choose a player to draw 1 card. That card has a printed energy resource. Deal 1 damage from a friendly character. I'm going to choose him to draw a card. Oh, somebody gets to heal 1. I've drawn 4 out of the 6 cards I put in here. Peter Gamby. Aggressive conditioning. We are now at 2 attack, I believe, because I think he's a 2/1/2. These other ones are going to stay in my hand. All right, when you drop to your hand size on the player phase, 1 card with printed energy resources not count towards your hand size. Drop to your hand size at the end of the player phase. 1 card with printed energy does not count towards your hand size. Okay, so he can have 2 cards in his hand that that don't count against his hand size. That's big. Does it have to be an interrupt? Because it's not actually interrupting anything, is it? It's just what it is you're not interrupting your drawing of your hand size. You're just adding cards to your hand. Does it need to be an interrupt in that case? I actually don't know. I feel like it isn't, but at the same time, I acknowledge I could be wrong about that shit. Smack whirlwind for 2. For 2. Flip. Immediately flip. 1, 2, 1, because she is just a person. She is a strong person, but she is just a person. All right, we will Wings Katana. After I play an identity-specific card, I place a chi counter. for 2 damage on Whirlwind. Sorry, Shang-Chi in desperate defense, but we need to be stealthy. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. If it defeats that scheme, which it does, I get 2 more chi counters. How much does my Wings Katana upgrade cost? 3. I'm thinking about doing that right now. Yeah, let's actually do that right now and get the Psychic Katana out. I can't play anything else. This butthead's still around. I'm half tempted to keep him alive, but it's Whirlwind and I don't feel like having that. So let's defeat him. That will end the player phase. Also, I played an identity-specific card, so I technically get another counter. Ready, draw hand. So 4. Combat stance. This is one of my favorite frame breaks I've ever done, because the art is awesome. Over here. 3. Nerves of Steel. I like Nerves of Steel in this deck. All right. 2 attacks. Black Lightning. Also, I get 2 more cards in my hand. What's this defense do right now? Against an attack, you get +3 if the number of energy resources in my hand, which would be 2 after I play it. Stun an enemy. I will defend, spend Shock and All on Tesla Field. Actually, let's spend Plan B. Not to be confused with Plan B, which is a morning after pill. So I have 2 energy resources in my hand. Should this be printed energy resources, by the way? Because by technicality, because I think wild resources only count as the resource that you want them to be at when you spend them, right? So technically, Katana doesn't count as an energy resource right now. Like in your hand, they count as wild, not energy. I wonder if there's anything about that in the rules reference. I've actually looked up wild and wild resources on here before. Wild resource. When a player generates a wild resource, so I'm not generating a wild resource, it's just in my hand. So yeah, it doesn't count as energy. So I'm assuming both things, yeah, both things would happen. So I'd ready myself and I'd stun an enemy. But that happens after the attack, so he still gets the attack through. So I defend for 5. Good God. I take no damage. I'm exhaust each ally, but I don't have any. So I overblock the shit out of this. And then he goes to attack Colleen, who is a protection character, and he's stunned against a protection character that wants to protect themselves. It's quacktastic. Over here and over here. I hate this card. Spend 1 of everything or exhaust my identity. I honestly think I want to exhaust my identity. I want to get Nerves of Steel out and do some other things here. This it's permanent. You can't get rid of anything. These are both permanent. Ha 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 ha. Surges. There's no Masters of Evil, so we search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Masters of Evil minion. Put in play engage with me. With the me. Where's Melter? Did I discard an altar? I don't even remember him. Oh yeah, that's right. He's one that would have exhausted a ally. Hey, Melt. All right, all right, all right, all right. Combat stance, which is massive. Samurai way, which is massive. These are so massive, in fact, that I'm going to use this to Samurai way to place 2 chi counters on my identity, then a third from that. It is by design, so don't worry. I've meant to do that. I will both clean cuts into combat stance, which will get me another one. I have 5, so guess what I can do? I have just enough to upgrade my identity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That increases my max hit points to 12. And I have a 6-card hand size in hero form. I thought about making this a little bit harder to get to. But in play tests that I've done with her, I've really only ever gotten maybe anywhere between 4 to 6 upgrades. So I don't think I need to really nerf any of the costs on any of these things. Also, did I get the counter from this? I did. That's what got me the 5th. All right. So I have 2 attack. So let's smack Melter for 2. I will exhaust the Sai Katana to deal 2. And remove 1 threat. I will combat stance to ready Sai Katana to hit for 2. And remove 1 threat. Game, please, thank you. Remove 1 threat. And that will end her turn. Colleen Wing. Over here, all right. So I wanted to get Nerves of Steel out, so I'm going to. A thwart that it doesn't matter. I have 1 by 1, which would just be doing 2 damage to an enemy right now. I have Katana, who I can't play. This hand is not great otherwise. Do I use this and just use... No, because I still wouldn't be able to get... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to play these anyways. So I'm going to use these 2 to play Nerves of Steel. Keep this in my hand. That way I can have more cards in my hand, at least. I'm going to ready. This is 1 turn. 1, 2, 3. And then this doesn't count towards my hand size. And this doesn't count towards my hand size. It's a shame there's a limit on that. I just keep going. This doesn't have a 38 card hand size. 6 cards. She's one of 2 characters I've made who has 6 cards in their hero form. The other being Jolt, who I don't think I'm going to nerf that. Screw it. Yeah. All right. So 2 threat on main attacks Colleen Wing. I have a not today. Actually, I'm going to Black Cat and the not today. I defend for 4. I take no damage. I take no damage from that attack. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. And then I'm going to All Out Brawl, which is a custom card I made. If you take no damage against an attack, if you defend against an attack and take no damage, search your discard pile for an attack event and add it to your hand. Clean cut. Attacks over here onto Black Lightning, who does not have a defense card in his hand this time. Might just take this. We got 13 hit points. What do I care? 13 hit points in a dream against one of the weaker characters. So tough. or weakest attacking characters, and 2 damage. Encounter. The villain each minute engages me attacks me, so I get attacked again. She's gonna. I don't have another defense, do I? Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. Not the worst. I'm also exhausted. 2 damage, and I discard a rook card at random. Will I just be clean cut or Misty? Actually, and losing any of these would be. I'm fine with losing Golden Dragon. That sucks so bad. Fuck you. Misty, no, I was gonna play Misty too. 10 hit points. Ignore the turbo button that I have on my mouse. And then back over here to Black Lightning. Who 2 hit points. To defeat the last. After you defeat a minion or remove the last threat from a scheme, choose a card and discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. That minion wins. Alright. I will 2 for Clobber, and it gets returned. So 3 damage. Just to knock that off. These 2 for the savior of Suicide Slum. Not a big fan of the name. I think I might spend all. Yeah, let's spend all 3 of these on Katana. Hey, sweetie. Who played her in the movie? That was it? What's her name from? That's not what's her name from The Boys, right? Suicide Squad 2016 film. I really don't remember jack shit about that movie. It wasn't good. I don't even remember, as weird as it sounds, I don't even remember Jared Leto. Kara Fukuhara. She is from The Boys, right? Yeah. What to say. Okay. And I also conveniently have a shirt with her mask on it that I wear. I like the design. I got it randomly. This website I used to buy a bunch of my shirts from, like for cheap. You could get a shirt that was like an older design, and it was like $5. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy a random ass shirt, see what I get. And I got a katana mask on my shirt. So this is. All right, so let's attack with katana. And it's energy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I will then remove 2 threat from the Immortal Claw. And that will end the Black Lightning's turn over here. This sucks now. This sucks. Sakatana. 2 damage, 1 threat. Do I just clean cut it? It'd get 1 counter. Clean cut's usually better if I have an enemy to hit with, though. I'm going to combat stance, starting myself this time, and remove 2 threat from the Immortal Claw. And that will end her turn. I'm going to hold on to this. 3. Hey, Nerves of Steel. Not the greatest looking blow up I've ever done, but it works. I know it said yesterday that I usually take these types of cards out of here, but I opted to keep it in. And here I am without Ariel. Also, he has 2 more hit points. I forgot about that. 1, 2, 3. Attacks Black Lightning. Also, I get 2 more cards. I will defend and use this for Tesla Field. I need defend against attack +3, so I have a 5 defense. Also, I forgot to put a damage on Katana. I take no damage, barely actually. I have all the energy resources, so I ready. I stun him. and I get a tough status. Then he goes to attack Colleen. Stunned. Villain Schemies for 4. This asshole of a guard. No mental in my hand. No mental in his hand. Alright. So that's just going to stay out there for a little bit then. No enemy for me to clean cut, which sucks. I'm going to use both of these to get Nerves of Steel in. Misty, I'm sorry, babe. Let's just clean cut the villain. 1, 2, 3, 4. I lose 1 off of the retaliate. I get a counter. Let's remove the threat off of the Immortal Claw. Bring him down to 14. Sai Katana for 2 and 1 and 1 retaliate. Combat stance myself, and I will exhaust to remove 2 threats. And that'll end her turn. 6 cards. Today, do any of these cards cost 1? I forget. I don't think so. I think the lowest is 2. Oh no, these replace Samurai Way. Do I spend 1? I think I'm, yeah, let me actually do that real quick. Let me drop a Samurai Way, which should be 1 in my deck. Lose the best art in this set. So I can do this. And this would happen before I actually draw my hand. So Pure Intensity comes in. This. And then I draw the 6 cards. I just still didn't get it. Oh, I actually made this deck before the new upgrade came out. I wonder if I should go through a bunch of my pre-cons and adjust them to the new cards that have come out. Because I really don't do that. Oh shit! Oh, Black Lightning didn't take his turn. All right. What's this? Samurai Way. Get out of here, Samurai Way. So I've already upgraded 3 of my cards, which is good. That's the point. All right, this one is yep. And he's not going to do that. Shuffle. Okay. I still don't have aerial. So bombs away. You're now endurance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Martial prowess. This and this for this. This is also a good card to have, but not yet. I will. Well, that retaliate certainly is a thing. Let's remove 2 from main and end turn because I want to keep Katana around as long as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's a 5-card hand size, and I have 2 energies. So this and this. What's this? Oh, this is the one that discards it. Yeah. And there's the aerial trait. And there's the enhanced reflexes. All right. 1, 2. Attacks Colleen. What do I got? A desperate defense. Let's do it. Defend with desperate defense for 4 defense. Holy shit. 5 damage. So I don't even ready. Take a single damage. That was the most damage I think I've ever seen him get. Attacks Black Lightning. I don't have my defense card with me. I might just take this. Still have 16 hit points. I'm not in a fucking bad spot or anything. Let's just take this. 1 damage. I've gotten so used to playing Batman Beyond the last 2 days to where I just lose boost icons on everything that happens. Alright, here comes the fucking clowns. Tabletop. Alright, this. Thor Odinson. Spend Clobber. Spend Red Robin Yum to put in an upgraded suit, so I'm now flying. I'm actually going to go ahead and take this over here. So I'm a 2/1/2 with a 3 by base, not the giant maker. Hero 2/1/2 with a base of 3. That should now be 4 because of my 1 upgrade, or the 1 support. This guy, and then I get a defense from this. And then I get an attack from this. So I'm at 2/2/3. All right. I don't have any events. So this is sucking a little bit. I think I'm just going to spend Nubia for Depth Focus. Put this with this because they kind of act all as resources. This one is Yep. Oh wait, did I get hit last round? Did I take damage with? Yes, I did. That was supposed to come off tough. All right. I don't have an event. I do have all this. So I have 2 attack. I will attack the weapons runner. After I defeat a minion, I draw a card. No, wait. I choose a card in my discard pile and shove it in my deck. Let's get Electrokinesis. I really don't have much else I can do. I don't want to waste Katana's attack on the fucking toughness. She doesn't have piercing, does she? Oh. Yeah, I think that will... Don't have one of everything, do I? Nope. And her turn. Got one of everything over here. If I decide I don't want to armor myself up. Let's screw it. Let's go to the Retaliate. Wrong. Alright, I can Samurai Agility. That's a defense, so I can't. I can't hit the villain anyways. Did I mark this as an attack? No, I didn't. Did I mark it as attack on the katana? I did. That's right, this is no longer an attack, so I can ignore guard, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to knock the guard off of him, because I do plan on killing him at some point. I will use this to ready... Do I ready that, or do I... Yeah, oh wait, I have to move 1 threat as well. The katana. Let's ready the katana then. And smack him for 2. Remove 1 threat. Luke Cage gets to hang out in my hand for a little bit. Samurai Agility gets to hang out. End turn. This has actually been a really slow game for him. I've gotten a lot of counter generation. I got a not today. I like momentum shift. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus Christ, this feels a bit powerful. 1, 2. Who's first? Attacks Black Lightning. Look, Black Lightning really does not give a shit. Oh no, all my health. Whatever shall I do? No damage. One damage, one damage. Attacks Colleen. Ooh, we deck out. One, two. And I can defend. Defend this. Not today. Not today, Satan. Actually, no. Let's use Samurai Agility. So actually, I'm not going to defend at all. And I don't know if I need Samurai Agility now that I think about it, because that's when I take damage. It's a good thing I'm Samurai Agilitying this. For all the damage, if I have less than 3 chi counters, what you do. Search my discard pile for a hero card and shuffle it in. Don't have any of my upgraded cards in here yet. So let's grab Clean Cut. We're getting some minions now. That gives me one of these as well. The Armored Guard attacks me. I'm going to defend. Do I not today it? I will take this for one. Encounter. Each Masters of Evil attacks, there are none, whereas Melter. Did I just rotate something? I did. Ooh. Rikadana. The counters are technically placed on her, so Rikadana would be stopping that. Boobs Mackenzie. Alright, so I think the goal is now to kill Rikadana. I will deal 2 damage to Rikadana and remove 1 threat. Oh. So she can counter deck and discard pile for a Rikadana attachment added. I think that should probably be Rikadana's set attachment, right? 9 teeth hook sword. Alright. So she doesn't get any extra hit points at least. So I've done 2. I will spend 1 for momentum shift to heal 2 and deal 2 before she can do anything. I will remove 2 off of Prison Break. I will ready and remove 2 off of Prison Break. That will end the turn for Colleen. Over to Black Lightning. This is now officially a target-rich environment. I will spend 2 on combat training. I'll do this. I will attack the weapons runner and defeat it. I will then spend 1 on pitchback to deal 4 damage to an enemy. Two on enhanced reflexes. Also, I played an attack event. X is a number of. Oh, this would be extremely weak. If actually this would happen first. So let's hit 4 damage onto Melter. All right, and now I play the Enhanced Reflexes. That comes in with 3. Also defeated an enemy that was an elite enemy. So we have to shuffle a card, this one, back in and draw a card. Another fucking Enhanced Reflexes. Those cards are not even in my hand right now. Katana would be wasted on these Bloods. You know what? Just to cycle her faster, let's knock out this Armor Guard. I'm not going to worry about doing the extra damage. That'll end their turns. Clean Cut, Samurai Agility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 5. Because those 2 don't count against my hand size. 1, 2, 3. Attacks Colleen. Taking it. 1 damage. Samurai Agility. So take no damage. And I have still 3 less than 3 chi counters, so let's not do what I just did there. Samurai Agility, I think. Samurai Way, excuse me. I played one of my cards, and I'm at 2. Then attacks over here onto Black Lightning, who does not care. Why would he care? What's this? Well, none of them were defense. Katana will block his. 4 damage. And then 1 damage from the guard. This and this. This card upgrade. This fucking card. Fuck itself. In hero form, I get attacked by Klaw. Does damage, we place 1 on the main, which I'm not overly too worried about. I'll take it. 2 damage. 1 on this, and 2. First player on to Black Lightning. I got all these resources. If I 1 and 2 to Ball Lightning, deal 4 damage to an enemy. I have 3 resources in my hand. So this has piercing range, crit 1, crit 2, and overkill. I'm going to hit the Armored Guard because I have everything. And then crit 2, so 2 more damage, 2 more damage. This is doing 6 damage with overkill and piercing and range. So defeats him and 3 damage to the villain. 1, 2 for shock and awe. I have 3. So this removes 6 threat from his scheme, ignoring crisis icons, And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let's thwart first and then do that. Now let's remove the last threat from a scheme, which means I get to draw a card. Fantastic. Spend this to get this. I could have actually made that cheaper too, couldn't I? Yes, I could have. Also, I defeated a minion and then remove the last threat from a scheme, so I get to do 2 shuffles. So the first one would have happened before. Actually, they both would happen before this went. Actually, no, I spent this on this. So one of them I can get this back. The other one I cannot get the event back. I'll get this. Excuse me. I could have done this at any point. But it's not that big of a deal. It really is not that big of a deal. Let's spend 1, 2 on Ants Reflexes. And that will end his turn. Colleen, can we do some damage, sweetie? Let's spend 1. Let's spend both of these on a clean cut. 4 damage. Doesn't defeat anybody, but it does get me a chi counter. How much is the Clean Air Mines? 4. I can't even get it. Still don't have her suit out yet. I could afford the suit. So I think I'm... Actually, I can do the suit upgrade now. Let's spend 3. And this will go in, and the suit should be in here. Yep, the sneak suit. And that is 4 upgrades now. I will then attack for 2. I will then attack for 2. I will then ready what doesn't matter. Attack for 2. This goes up to 46. Yep. I can't afford any of this. I can flip and get a 7-card hand size. He's about to get 4 on here immediately. Then he'll be scheming for an additional 2+. I mean, I should be fine as long as he doesn't scheme again. Yeah, let's flip. End turn. There's a hand. All right, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. This is successive. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Black Lightning. Who Nerves of Steel. Defends himself for 6. Needs a wow, 6 damage, but that is still perfect blocked. Also, I ready. I stun. And I get a tough. And then he schemes against Colleen for 2. Does not deal damage, so just schemes for 2. Encounter. This card gains Surge because Rika is not in play. I'm a hero. I get attacked. Don't have another one of those defense. Taking it. Gotta discard a random card and give the villain a tough status. Then the second one, guard tough. This guy's back. I get attack. This gains surge. But in schemes, 2, 4. Colleen. Limestone suit. Get +1 defense. Actually, let's heal myself for 4. Flip, then play the Mindstone suit, which does give me the counter that way. This is more so for when I'm running out of things to spend my counters on. I will actually, now that I think about it, let's spend a counter real quick to upgrade Samurai Way into Pure Intensity. Put that in my hand. Now to Pure Intensities. I will spend Ren Carlos on Pure Intensity to place 3 cheat counters on my identity, which is 4 because of it's one of my cards. Rose SAS card from a flip character. Now I get +1 to each of my basic powers until the end of the round, end of the turn. I mean, I will spend Momentum Shift to Pure Intensity. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get +1 to each of my basic powers until the end of the turn. I will spend 4. Right, 4 for Clear Mind. I never had 2 Pure Intensities in my hand at the same time. These are only 2 each. I can also upgrade the Stealthy Entrance that's in my hand for a Mind Stab. Spend 2 to upgrade this to a Mind Freak. I will also then... I'm going to actually hold on to those 2 for now. I'm going to Psychic Katana to deal 2 damage. Actually, that's not off in. And remove 1 threat. I will then spend 1 chi counter to ready this and do it again. So I want to knock the top off of him and remove 1 threat. Yeah, remove 1 threat. I will then do this to ready this to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Remove 1 threat. I will remove 1 and then exhaust this to remove 2 threat. Oh shit, actually, instead of using this to done this, so let's put 2 hit points back on him, 1 threat back on here. To do this, I will instead thwart for 4 off of this because of the +1 I'm getting from there. I do not have any resources to do this. Now this is exhausting because I've already myself with it. That will end Colleen's turn. She's starting to come online. This Ball Lightning. So this is 4 damage with piercing range, crit, overkill. Crit 2. So no extra damage. So this is just 4 damage with overkill then. And then I will use this. So this is 4, but this increases the total by 1, so 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will remove 2 threat from this, which knocks 10 off of him. Buddy, it's all starting to come up to me now. Also, this would proc. It doesn't exhaust. I don't know why I'm doing that. To get me one of the cards back. Let's get this bad boy. Shuffle. I have so many resources. This guy can stay in my hand. These ones. Let's get Nubia. She has toughness. Attack of 3. I don't mind if I do. Let's knock that tough off. Just smack him for 3. There's nothing else I can do. Sunfire. End turn. End round. So. Ooh, barely made the requirement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then these two don't count against my hand size. I'm going to shuffle because I saw what the bottom was, even though it's the bottom. Ready up. Buttercup, baby. 1. Counter. 6 cards. Correct. 1, 2, 3. Attacks, but is stunned on Colleen. Are we still on Colleen? Yeah, we are. Attacks. Has to shuffle his deck. This. Any defense? Nope. Guys, I hate to say this. I think I might be screwed. I think I'm just going to take this damage. It really doesn't matter. Got 11 health. So 1, 2 damage, and it exhausts me. So that actually kind of sucks. So 2 damage. I could have blocked it, and actually, what am I talking about? I got tough. Take no damage, so it doesn't exhaust me. Attacks Colleen. Nope. He was stunned for Colleen. This is now encounter time. I'm in hero form. I take 2. He heals 2. Stop it. Guard tough. This now. What do we got? We got everything. Everything! Both of these. For a Thunderstruck. Choose a player, I choose myself. I deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engage with me, and I'm going to choose to stun them all. So knock him. Oh, it actually does do 1 damage to him because it's piercing and ranged. Nope. Lag. 1 damage and stun. This is free. Also, I just attacked, so let's reverse this. I attacked. And then I will... This will only do 2. But I attacked. I feel like I was meant to do something. No, I'm not doing this. Oh yeah, the attack is so I can do pitch back. So in that case, let's use this to pitch back. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. Well, I have to do it to him. This isn't the worst straight off, I don't think. 1 for 4 damage. What's this one? The Thwarts. I have plenty of places to remove threat from. Let's use both of these for shock and awe. I have 1, but let's exhaust this to increase it to 2. So I get 6 threat removal, ignoring crisis icons. So let's just get rid of this. I will attack for 3. Nubia will attack for 3. And end turn. Do I have threat removal in her hand? I do. Alright, alright, alright. Psychic Katana. 2-1. Move 2. One, 2 for clean cut. Let's make counter. We'll spend said counter with Mindstone Suits to remove 2. I will exhaust to ready Psychic Katana. And that. I don't want to get rid of Samurai Agility just to Mind Stab. We're decent on threat. So I think I'm going to hold on to Samurai Agility. That'll end the player phase. I draw 3. He will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He plays too strong. Attacks Black Lightning, stunned. Attacks Colleen. Take it. I got 2 Samurai Agilities. For 1 damage. And he gets a tough. I am going to Samurai Agility out of this, even though I don't really need to. As it is a single point of damage. So I take no damage. I get one of these. I have less than 3. Actually, this doesn't happen until afterwards, though. So I have 0. I can search my discard pile for a hero card and shuffle it in. Get another clean cut. Clean cuts are always good. I'm gonna keep everything else in my hand. Oh, I could have all out brawled and got clean cut to my hand instead of my deck. This card tough again. The worst thing. This flip. Two for Mind Stab. So all this is gone. And I get a G counter. Can I upgrade my Samurai Agility? I think I can. What does that become? I forget. Have I really not upgraded any Mind Cuts? Interesting. Mind Invasion. This is 2. Yeah, let's spend 2. Upgrade this into this. Poor Nightmare. Look, he's Nightmare again and Nightmare again. Shouldn't have a lot of appearances with the Mind Stone. I'll be completely honest. 2 damage to an enemy and remove 1 threat. It's really just knocking off tough for me. I will clear mind to ready Psychic Katana and knock the tough off of here. And end your turn. I was about to do that, but there's no threat. Let's spend 2 on Ball Lightning. I think I forgot to knock a counter off of this. 4 damage with piercing, ranged, overkill, crit 2 onto this guy. So 2 more damage. 4 more damage. So it is 8 damage with overkill. So 5. Probably could have done Clopper first. Let's spend 1, 2 on Bug. Spend 2 on a Clobber for 3. I will discard this and exhaust this to have 2 in my hand. So I deal 2 damage to an enemy. Then 3 damage from not Odin's son. And attack for 3. First impressions of Black Lightning. I think he is really fucking powerful. Let's gather all these up real quick. Let's put these over here. First thing, I don't dock points for this when I'm looking at reviews or anything like that. I recommend naming your cards, because anybody who makes content, please name your cards. I know that there's no search mechanic in his deck, so it's not like as if you're really going to be looking through your deck to grab. Actually, there kind of is a search mechanic. So there are cards in his deck that pull that can pull specific cards out of his discard pile. Plan B, so you don't have a baby. Katana. Really, all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, that's all of them. All right. Put these up to get them the frick out of the way. Oops, you go there. Oh, only one of those. Okay, what do I think of Black Lightning? As I might have alluded to a little bit, I think he's a bit overpowered. Just after a single playthrough. Again, I'm going to try and play at least a couple more times before I turn in the thing. I'm running out of time, so I want to make sure I'm as thorough as possible. The reason why I think he's too powerful is these 2 cards. Him and Peter Gamby. He is essentially a 7-card hero hand size. When you draw 2 hand sizes at the end of the player phase, 1 card with the printed energy does not count towards it. You draw 3 hand size, 1 card with the printed energy does not count towards it. It's a bit strong. That is really a bit fucking strong. I'll see something before I start rattling off anything here. Has he made any posts about Black Lightning since this started? Nope. It's just there. Man, there hasn't been an update on the page in a while. Is he doing anything on his creator page? No. No. In fact, is the ES even around anymore? That's actually a pretty good question. Is ES around? He doesn't, I don't think he's made a post since. Yeah, 3/9/26. Oh, yep, 3/9/26. At least not on his creator channel. So I don't even know what he would do, if anything, right now. That's a shame. These two together are really strong. Main reason I looked at this page, by the way, is to see if he had addressed it at all. Anyways. What's going on with the... Oh, that's from the attachment thing that I did. This thing over here, put those on there. I was like, why does it look like they're like taped on there, the stats? That's from the part of the table. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I know he's only given one recovery, but yeah, this is a +2 hand size. He's, what is he naturally? 2, 1, 2, right? I never went back to alter ego form. So yeah, 7-card hand size off the bat in alter ego if he chooses himself, and then 7-card hand size once he gets Peter Gamby in. That's extremely strong. So because of that, I have to put Gamby in the overpowered part of the game. I feel like only one of these should have it. I don't mind having a hero with a 6-card hand size, but a 7-card hand size every turn for 2 resources. That's a bit powerful. Upgraded suit. I actually like this. I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's perfectly fine for what his deck does. Does give him aerial and +1 defense. This might be one of those cards that should be 3 resource costs. I think it's just a strong card at 2. It might need to be 3. This one should probably have an exhaust on it. You get a target-rich environment of of weak enemies. You get, actually, if you look at, like, if you played Ultron and you get your Thunderstruck onto that and just knock out like 3 minions and hit the villain, you get to shuffle 3 cards in. You don't get the draw because none of them are elite, but you do get to shuffle 3 cards in off of 2 cost and all that. This is a bit strong. Tesla Field. This is also so fucking strong. Yeah. I think this is overpowered. +3 defense. I'm not against pushing the limits of stats. Just because FFG hasn't done it doesn't mean we shouldn't be able to. But as it stands right now, if I were to look at +3 defense, only expert defense has it. There's Divine Shield from Groot, but his requires him to remove counters from his hand. And he's Groot. He should have a high defense. The other ones are Swagger from the Mutant Genesis campaign. So while I'm not against a card for 1 cost giving 3 defense, it's almost certainly going to ready and stun at the bare minimum. If you have upgraded suit out, it's going to do all 3. That's an overpowered defense. And you stun. Oh my, that's much. That is a bit much. Shock and Awe. This is actually one of the least offensive cards in his deck. I think Shock and Awe and Ball Lightning are 2 cards that don't feel like a much unless you have the upgraded suit out, or until you get these out. And then I think they are perfectly good cards. Like, these are cards that I'd say are strong. They're just strong, but not overpowered strong. Even though I do think this is kind of bordering between the 2. Yeah, Ball Lightning and Shock and Awe both feel completely fine. Tesla Field feels way too much. Katana. Katana feels fine. She's not strong. I wouldn't call her a strong character. because you do have that risk of not getting it, which is not much of a risk because there's so much energy in this deck by default that she is rarely ever going to not have 4 attack. However, it does come with the drawback of burning a card of yours, which honestly isn't too hard to get. There's a lot of ways for you to get it back. This card. I feel like this should probably be 1 cost and it'd be fine. Right now it is overpowered. There's also no limit to how many of them you can activate on each attack. So if I have the board set up and I use 2 enhanced reflexes to play Ball Lightning, and I have a hand with 3 or 4 cards in my hand, it's not very hard to build up that damage. For 1, all you have to do is play an attack before this should definitely be costing more. Electrokinesis, I think, is a fine card. I didn't get a chance to use the overpay on it on an event. That's just how the game worked out. I think it's a really good card, though. I think it's strong. Thunderstruck. 2 damage for 1 damage all around. However, it can get stronger with these. So I'd say this is kind of a strong card. And then you also stun or confuse each enemy. Overall, I think this is overtuned. This really feels overtuned. After 1, I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know what the best ways to handle it would be. There's some cost increases I think kind of need to happen. He just feels too strong right now. He feels fun, don't get me wrong, but I think he's also fun because of how strong he is. Yeah. I think he's like a S plus tier hero. Actually, let's look at his obligation and nemesis sets real quick. See if I can find him here. Oh, of course, it's one without a name. That's these. All right, what do we got here? Discard all energy from your hand. That's brutal. That is brutal, but honestly, with how strong he is, he kind of needs that. What do we got? Rolling the streets. What about the sheets? Nobody wants to roll the sheets, huh? 100 gangsters. This curb stomp. That is not what a curb stomp looks like, but you know what? Considering how graphic a curb stomp is, that is fine. Yeah, I don't want to see art of an actual curb stomp. Rolling the streets, criminal minions get +1, all of his minions. Okay. After a criminal minion schemes, add 1 threat to this scheme. Place 1 threat on the scheme, I think, would be the way to do it. So this isn't really phrased properly. I don't mind it though. Otherwise it's not a bad card. It's got good art on it. Speaking of which, there's a lot of good art on this. This art looks blurry, but I don't think it's actually blurry. I just think it's that this one is so much sharper that it makes this one look a little blurry, and I don't think it's blurry. I'm not a fan of the picture of this, but even that's just a little nitpick. Tobias Whale or Tobias Whale. Tobias Whale would be damaged, reduce the damage by 1, reduce by 2 instead of his damage from power event, which all of his are. By default, well, all of his hero ones are. Insert a card at random from your hand. Yeah. He's rough, but I don't think he's awful. For dealt undefended damage. After you're dealt undefended damage by the gangsters. Blanks for text box. Well, these are like priorities to kill then. In any situation, those are priorities to kill. Curb stomp. To base well attacks. Give them a boost card for this attack. It defeats an ally, stun your identity. It takes damage. Discard a random card from your hand. If no attack was made this way, this card gets searched. I mean, these are all kind of rough. I think these are all kind of rough. You kind of need to be because of how overpowered he is right now. Those are rough. So yeah, that's what I think after a single game of Black Lightning. I'll probably honestly have to play him off stream. Because today is my birthday, so I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tonight. Don't know what I'm going to do. I might just relax. Might just sleep all day. Might just make burgers. I might make tacos. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's where I am with one playthrough with Black Lightning. He feels overpowered as hell. Anyways, I'm going to go into my stream there after an hour and 21 minutes for my 0 viewers. I have 0 viewers, right? Yep, I have 0 viewers. Fantastic. All right. With that being said, have a good morning / day / night, wherever it may be. Stay safe out there because the world is a dangerous and scary place. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. You're going to check out more content, custom content, including more creations from ES. If you look at any of my garbage that I make, Colleen Wing, for example, any of these over here. These are all on our community, on our custom Discord, and they're all cast nominated except for Colleen because I don't get nominated. There will be a link for the Discord in the description below. Anything else? You can check out my streams at twitch.tv/the actual Jackson. Hopefully one day I'll get my name. But until then, anything else? No. So yeah, take it easy.